Um, well, now, continuing to go through kind of the history of the court stuff, I'll get on to some other things in a minute. At one point in time, after your arrest, you know, the judge, I assume you went into the courtroom, and the judge said, no contact, Kaitlyn. I'm assuming that's literally how it happened, that he was sitting there, you were standing there, and he said, Kaitlyn, no contact. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yes.
Why didn't you obey that? A lot of people ask that.
Yeah. Like I said before to other people also, I felt like I had no closure with her at all. I was forced, it was a relationship forced to, not be together anymore, and, I trusted her, and wanting to help me, get me out of the situation that I was in, so I felt like talking to her, I don't know, would help. She would help me in some sort of way, and it was just, I trusted her, and then it just blew up, and she...
Yeah, well, let me pose one kind of a legalistic question to you in that regard, and that is the following, that you had been arrested, you knew there was a law out there, you had the judge tell you no contact, right? You knew there was a criminal case going on. In some people's eyes, they may have thought, well, gee, you were attempting to influence a witness. What do you think about that? CS, she was the key witness in this whole case. Some people would say, well, gee, it looked like Kaitlyn was trying to influence her. What do you say to that?
I don't think I was trying to influence her. Like I said, I trusted her and whatever thing she was saying to me. A lot of people made it seem so one-sided and stuff like that. They never knew what she was saying to me. It was always what I was saying and always what I was doing. It was never what she was saying and what she was also doing. So. Well,
go ahead. Tell me about that. That it wasn't one-sided. You're saying it was, a balance.
Yeah, she was constantly saying that she wanted to help me and get out of the situation, and I trusted her because I was with her, for a long time. So I felt like she was a person I could trust, and whatever she was saying, I was believing. So, that was turned out not to be how I thought it was. So.
Okay. Well, you did choose to obey the judge's no contact order, right? And you know what that led to. As you look back over this whole episode from beginning to end, would you consider that your biggest mistake, or was it one mistake, or what?
Do I regret being in a relationship with her? No.
Right.
Do I regret breaking the contact order? Yes.
Okay. Would you say that was your biggest mistake?
Yes.
Okay. Somewhat related to that, I'm not a pollster. I don't run around and meet all kind of people. I kind of somewhat live in isolation. So I kind of hear that sympathy switched. I'm talking about the general public sympathy seemed to switch after that happened. The disclosure that you had, made all these contacts. Do you agree with that? Does that seem right? Is that when sympathy switched?
I don't really know.
I mean, there seems to have been if I'm correct, and I may be wrong, how I read things, but it appears that there was a switch in sympathies. If you think there was, if you agree with that, why do you think that happened?
I mean, there's probably some people that had a change in opinion about my case and stuff like that, or a little doubt. But I think everybody has their own opinions about things. So I think maybe it wasn't everybody, but there were some certain people out there that had a lot of faith in our case and how it was going, and then they kind of lost it when that happened. So.
So do you feel that the disclosure about the breaking of the non-contact order had what effect on the public and their feeling about it?
Well, not everybody's the same, like I said. So I mean, I'm sure other people had different opinions about it, and some people thought it was worse, or some people still were there, felt the same. So I think it was just different for everybody.
Okay, so you don't feel like it kind of switched it one way or the other? Mm-hmm. Okay. But it did for you. Did it get to you then? Did you kind of go,
yeah,
I got it?
Yeah, after it all came out, and I sat in court that day, kind of just all hit me, and was like, I knew that then I was wrong,
right.
about breaking the contact order. So
And you were wrong about breaking the no contact order, but from your earlier statements, you say you don't feel like that you were wrong in the relationship. The law may have viewed you that as being wrong, but you still feel like you were right in that relationship.
Yes.
When you get out of jail, which is coming,
Uh-huh. Yeah. Soon enough.
okay, when you get out of jail, you know, you've got a pretty thick list of things you gotta do and
Yeah.
obey. You know, you're aware of that. A lot of people are asking, will Kaitlyn be able to follow that? Go down that path is not this wide, it is that wide. Do you think you'll be able to do it?
Before, you know, when they had other plea deals on the table and I just would read about them and, you know, read through them, I just never thought I'd be able to handle it as being my age and stuff and being used to doing, you know, having the freedom I had. But I think from sitting in jail for, you know, a little while, I have had the time to think about everything and think things through and stuff, and, you know, I don't want to mess up again, so my mind's pretty set on doing the right thing when I get out and just getting through it and then
So
living
you,
my life.
yes or no, do you think you'll be able to get through
Yes,
it?
I
Or is
will.
there some doubt?
No, I have no doubt.
No doubt, okay. The relationship with CS, if you pardon me for just referring to it that way, I'm sorry, but that's
Fine,
just
yeah.
what I have to. Okay. Is that over?
Yes, it's over.
Okay. Do you think you'll ever be some sort of reason to contact her again, or is that gone?
No, it's like, you know, I want to close a chapter and
It's
kind of just
gone.
move on
Okay.
from that.
Are there any new relationships in your life? Have you formed new bonds or friends or anything?
Yes, I've met a lot of people since February, you know, supporters, and I've made some new friends, and yes, I am in a new relationship.
Okay.
So.
Bear with me here. You know, one theme in some of the questions that people have asked me, you know, about this case was, you know, has Kaitlyn accepted personal accountability? Does she get it, you know, so to speak? And you said you still feel like the law was wrong, the relationship was right. You do agree that it was wrong to violate the judge's order, and I think you've apologized for that in the
Yes,
other
yeah.
interview. Still to that question, do you get it? Are you personally accepting responsibility? It's not them out there, ultimately it's me? What do you think about that?
Well, the only thing I would say that I'm accepting that I did wrong is in violating the no contact order, but,
Right.
you know, again, I just don't feel like my relationship with her was wrong.
Right.
So, and I'm set in stone on how I feel about that.
Right, right. Well, now, is there one thing, or maybe two things, you know, you could point out on this whole thing, that if you could just turn the clock back, put the calendar pages back on and go back, is there anything you think you could change that would have just prevented all this from ever happening?
I would definitely say, you know, taking more, you know, action to meet her parents before, you know, we got into a more serious relationship. Just so I had a feel on how they felt about it, you know.
Right,
And then the second thing would be violating the no contact order.
right. Well, along the point of, you know, having met our parents and, you know, talked about that, you know, which it's hard for me to go back that far to be a teenager, but, you know, at that time, I was kind of the teen and they were the big adults.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it was at my time anyway. It's like, whoa, you know, is that how you felt about them? Was it, you know, gee, I'm just a little teen and they're the big adults, or did you feel more level as far as who they were and who you were?
Before or after? 'Cause,
Before all this happened? You know?
well, I don't know, because I just didn't really, I
I mean,
didn't
was
know
there,
them.
you know, what I'm asking is, the reason that you never personally called them and said, look, I want to sit down with you and be totally upfront, you know? Hey,
because
here's
I-
what's going on.
Yeah.
Why, you know, was there some reason in your mind you didn't get in your car, drive over there and say, look, let's be upfront about this? Why not?
I don't really know. I guess it was just like I was in a relationship, and I guess it wasn't really. I just felt like if she was telling me it wasn't really. So it's like I'm not really worried about my parents, and it was kind of like I just.
Okay,
went
so
along with what
you
she
got
was
the
saying.
impression from her that
It
don't
was
worry,
okay,
don't
yeah.
worry about it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, like don't worry about me things or.